language you use to describe things determines the way you have of thinking about them. So actually, if you call something the Royal College of Psychologists, the Royal Psychological Society, you're immediately thinking about it in a different way than you would do if you thought about the British Psychological Society, because it implies influence, it implies authority, it implies tradition, it implies credibility, and it does all those things just by changing a word. And so many people will say, well, actually, it isn't all you're doing talking about changing the odd word. Of course, yes, it is, but they're very, 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 very important words. And of course, it wouldn't just be words, because it would mean a new constitution and a new charter and new statutes and a new system of governance and a change in headquarter arrangements and all of those things. So it's much, much more than changing the words.
And to what extent do you think the problems facing the profession will be addressed by becoming a Royal College?
I get really, really annoyed every time I listen to a report on the radio, or more often pick up a newspaper, and I hear that other professions are actually having more influence on government, on society, than psychologists are. We all know that psychology is the most, almost sine qua non, popular undergraduate degree course in the country. Immensely popular. We all know that the BPS now has 50,000 members, just about, just waiting to celebrate its 50,000th, and who knows, 1.5, 2 times that, actually, if you count the psychologists who aren't members. So psychology is an immensely powerful profession. And when you contrast psychology, say, to just to look at the clinical psychologists and neuropsychologists, but if you contrast psychology to psychiatry, say, and you look at the relative sizes of the profession, psychology as a whole, BPS membership, around 50,000, psychiatry, Royal College of Psychiatrists membership, around 15,000. So we're 3 times larger than them, just as it is, just in terms of members, probably lots more in terms of the actual numbers of psychologists. Who has the more influence? Who has the more influence on government? Who has the more influence on law, on statute? Who has the more influence on health policy? It's not the psychologists, but it could be, and in my belief it should be, because psychology is just so relevant to society.